Hi everyone. I promised to bring a bear on each time. This is a little polar bear that was my son's when he was young. He's pretty funny looking. He has a very long hat. All right, I'm going to read more chapters in Beany Not Beanhead. If you did not listen to Beany Not Beanhead chapter 1, you should do that before you listen to the next chapters that I'm going to read. I'm going to read 2 chapters today. Remember, I will show you the pictures when there is a picture. Otherwise, I'll keep the book facing myself. Chapter 2, Glamour Nails. I was in my bedroom pulling out all the stuff from under my bed, trying to find a jump rope, when I heard Carol Ann outside yelling, "Beany, come on out. I have something to show you." I went outside and Carol Ann started dancing around in front of me, waving her hands in my face. Her nails were long and they were glittery gold. "How did your nails grow so fast?" I asked her. "They didn't, silly. These are glamour nails. Don't you know anything?" Carol Ann is 4 months older than me and thinks she knows everything. She once told me that if you need to wear glasses, it means you're smart. Carol Ann wears glasses. Another time, she said she read in a magazine that teachers like students with curly hair better than students with straight hair. Carol Ann's hair looks like a curly spiral macaroni. She showed me the Glamour Nails package. At the top it said, "Add excitement to your life." At the bottom it said, "Choose from 5 wild and wonderful colors." Very cherry, purple, passion, pink icing, glimmering gold, and sparkling silver. I wanted the sparkling silver. I wanted to glue them over my nails that are all short and stubby from biting them. If I had long, sparkling silver nails, I could wave them in front of Carol Ann's face. I could pretend I was a princess, and everyone in my kingdom would come to watch me wave my sparkling hands gracefully in front of them. "How much?" I asked Carol Ann. $3 plus tax at Myers drugstore. "Mom," I yelled, "where are you?" "I'm in the backyard," she called back. I raced to the backyard where my mother was hanging wash on a clothesline. "Mom," I said, "if I ask you for something, will you say yes?" "What is it?" Mom said, as she shook out a sheet and clipped it to the line. "This is something I really, really want more than anything in the whole world." "What is it?" she said again. "Can I have $3 plus tax for a set of glamour nails? Please, please, pretty please, with sugar and gummy bears on top?" What on earth are glamour nails? My mom wanted to know. "They're fake nails. They come in 5 wild and wonderful colors and will make my life exciting." "Why don't you think about it for a while, and if you still want them in a week from now, we'll talk about it then." "I've been thinking about it, and I really want them. If you buy them for me, I'll never ask you for anything again, ever, ever." "Well, if you want glamour nails so badly that you can't think it over for 1 week, you'll have to buy them with your own money. And you may not wear the nails to school, only for play," Mom answered. Carol Ann and I went up to my room. I pried off the top of my Tootsie Roll piggy bank and poured the money onto my desk. Carol Ann couldn't help me sort the coins because of her nails being too long to pick up any of them. So I put all the coins in piles and then counted. I had $1.63. "You'll need over $1 more." $2 more would do it for sure," Carol Ann said. "How will I get $2? Could you borrow it from your brother?" We found Philip in his bedroom looking at himself in the mirror. "Philip, could you lend me $2? I asked. "In your dreams, Beanhead," he said. I figured that meant no. Here she is counting her money in her Tootsie Roll bank. Carol Ann and I went back to my room to think. "Maybe you could sell something," she suggested. "What do I have to sell?" "People like shiny things. Find something shiny," said Carol Ann. "And glittery. People like glittery things." I added, poking through the pile of stuff I had pulled out from under my bed. "If you want to sell something for $2, it should be big," Carol Ann added. "Yes, big and heavy. Someone would definitely pay $2 for something that's big and heavy and shiny and glittery." Then I got an idea. We went to the backyard and dug up one of the big rocks that edged my mom's flower garden. Carol Ann and I carried it to the sink and washed it clean. Then we smeared white glue all over it, and I sprinkled a tube of red glitter onto the rock. Finally, we sprayed it with hairspray to make it shine. It looked awesome. We showed it to Mikey next door. Mikey is 4. Mikey loved the rock. He ran in the house to get the $2 out of his bank. Carol Ann and I rode our bikes to Myers drugstore a block away, where I bought a package of sparkling silver glamour nails. When we got home, I saw Mikey sitting on his front porch step next to the rock. The rock was not covered with red sparkles. Mikey's hands, face, and shirt were covered with red sparkles, and he was crying. And his mom was trying to wipe the tears and the sparkles off his face. When Carol Ann saw Mikey, she jumped on her bike and took off. "Chicken!" I yelled after her. I walked slowly over to Mikey's porch. I told Mrs. Novak the whole story. I told her I was sorry. I said I would pay Mikey back as soon as I returned the nails. I told her I would wash his shirt, but she told me that I had done enough already. The next day when Carol Ann came over to play, she was wearing only 6 of her glamour nails. She told me the other 4 had fallen off during the night and she still hadn't found them. She didn't look glamorous. She didn't look exciting. Now she kind of looked weird. "Beany," she said, "wait till you see what I have." Out of her pocket she pulled a ring with a gray stone on it. When she put it on her finger, the stone turned yellow. I tried it on and the stone turned blue. "It's a magic ring." "Is it a magic ring?" I asked Carol Ann. "No, silly, don't you know anything? It's called a mood ring. It changes color depending on your mood. Blue means exciting, yellow means gentle." "Wow, where'd you get it?" "Myers drugstore, $4 plus tax." I ran into the kitchen where Mom was reading the paper. "Mom," I said, "if I ask you for something, will you say yes?" The glamour nails were dumb. A mood ring is what I really, really, really want. Chapter 3. I'm going to read another chapter. This one is called The Star Sweater. Last Valentine's Day, Miss Babbitt told us to make a list of things we love. I think she did it to stall for time till dismissal. We had read all our Valentines and pigged out on candy hearts, cupcakes with pink frosting, and cherry Kool-Aid. Some of the boys were starting to rip up their party napkins and make them into spitballs. That's when she got the idea for us to make the lists. Mrs. Babbitt told us we didn't have to turn them in, just take them home and think about them. So I didn't use my best handwriting. Here's what I put. I love my mother and father, my big brother, except when he calls me Beanhead or eats all the sweet cereal before I even get one bowl, or turns the channel when I'm watching a program, or burps really loud. Number 3, my stuffed animal, Jingle Bell. A moose. I love Jingle Bell because he listens when I talk and doesn't blab my secrets, and when I say something dumb, he doesn't call me Beanhead. He's my stuffed moose. You can see him on Beanie's bed over here. Jingle Bell. Number 4, my pearl necklace that I got at a garage sale for 50 cents. It has 4 strands of huge pink pearls. I can't figure out why somebody would have wanted to sell it. Number 5, my paper napkin collection from parties and restaurants. And number 6, my star sweater. My star sweater is a dark blue pullover sweater with white stars knit all over it. Whenever I put it on my star sweater, I feel like the night sky. I can twirl across my bedroom like a shooting star. I can wave my arms and dance on my tiptoes like I'm twinkling. I can spread out my arms and shine down all over the earth. A week after the Valentine's list, my star sweater almost got taken away from me. It happened the day Carol Ann taught me a new way to color. She made me give her 2 Tootsie Roll Pops, cherry ones, before she'd show me. But it was worth it. She showed me how to peel the wrong end of the crayon and color with the side of it. If you press hard, the colors come out dark at the edges and then lighter like a shadow. I peeled my crayons except for my glow-in-the-dark ones, which were so special I never even used them. Then I drew a shaded line with each one. While I did it, I tried to memorize the names of all 48 colors. As I was brushing the crayon peelings under my bed, my mom came into my room to tell me that Cousin Laura was coming over the next night. Mom asked me if it was all right for us to give Laura some of my old clothes. Sure, I answered. Hey, Mom, look at this neat way to color I just learned. She is trying out her new way of coloring. The next night, my Aunt Jean and Uncle Rich came to supper with their kids, Brett, Laura, and Evan. After supper, we kids were at the dining room table setting up a sorry game when I heard my mom in the kitchen telling Aunt Jean about my old clothes. There's a denim skirt that's too short, some sweatshirts she's outgrown, and a cute sweater with stars on it that's way too tight, I heard Mom say. I jumped up and raced through the dining room, through the living room, through the hall, up the stairs, into my room. I pulled the star sweater out of my drawer and got it stuffed behind my dresser just as Mom and Aunt Jean came into the room. Then I went back to the sorry game and told Laura I didn't think she looked good in blue. Why don't you go up and tell my mom you don't want a blue sweater, I said. I love blue, Laura answered. I'll give you one of my tiger posters if you go up and tell my mom you don't want the star sweater, I offered. Tigers are dumb, she said. I wanted to tell her that I wished a tiger would eat her up, but instead I said, Now periwinkle, that's your color. Periwinkle is a crayon color I memorized. I thought I could impress Laura with such a big word, but it didn't work. No, blue is my color, she told me. My mom said so. She said it matches my eyes. I told Laura her eyes were not blue. They were the color of a fish's skin. They are not. I'm telling what you said, she screamed at me, and she left the room. My mother didn't find the sweater that night, but she told Laura she'd keep looking because it was the perfect color to go with Laura's eyes. At bedtime, I rolled the star sweater into a ball and took it into bed with me and Jingle Bell. I told Jingle Bell about hiding the sweater. I only did it because I needed time to figure out how to explain to Mom about the sweater, so she wouldn't think I was being selfish. I wanted to tell her in just the right way so she wouldn't say, You're being silly, that sweater is much too small, and it's going to Laura, and that's final, young lady. I wanted Mom to understand that I didn't mind the sleeves just coming below my elbows and the neck being tight. I wanted to make her understand about feeling like the night sky. In the morning, I put the sweater back behind my dresser. I went down to the kitchen where Mom was sitting at the table in her old ratty robe, the color of a pink carnation crayon. When I came in, she pulled me onto her lap. Do you like this robe of mine, she asked. Well, it's kind of ratty looking, I answered. And that one place where you shut the front door on it, it ripped, and you tried to patch it. It looks pretty sad. Mom laughed. I know it's been through a lot, but your dad gave me this robe when I was in the hospital after I had you, and I love it. I hope it holds together forever. Do you have anything you love like that? I looked down at my chewed up nails. I brushed a piece of fuzz off my big toe. I picked a scab at my knee. Finally, I said, I love my star sweater. I don't want to give it to Laura. Why didn't you tell me, Beany? Because you might think I was being selfish and babyish. Did you really think I wouldn't care about how you felt or believe how much you wanted to keep the sweater? Well, I didn't want to take the chance. My poor little worrywart, said Mom, and she hugged me tight against her pink carnation robe. I have something to tell you, I said, and she is sitting on her mom's lap. I hid the sweater behind the dresser. Please don't be mad. I'm not mad, said Mom. And I wished that a tiger would eat Laura, I added. Wishes don't make things happen, you know that, Beany. And I told Laura that her eyes are the color of fish skin. Oh dear, my mom said. That is a problem. What are you going to do about it? I thought about it for a minute. I decided I would draw Laura a picture of a beautiful fish with blue eyes and long lashes. Excuse me. I would color it in my new way that Carol Ann taught me. I would use my glow-in-the-dark crayons. I have an idea for the sweater, my mother said. We went upstairs. I pulled the sweater from its hiding place and gave it to Mom. She took the sweater in one hand and Jingle Bell in the other. She pulled the sweater over the moose's head and pulled his arms through the sleeves. Then I rolled up one blue, star-covered sleeve while she rolled up the other. Jingle Bell looked like the night sky. I twirled him around. I danced across the room with him. I lifted him high and spread his arms out wide. Jingle Bell twinkled and sparkled and shined. The end of chapter 3. Next week, I will read you the 4th chapter, which is called The Tooth. so be ready and waiting.